Fastest way to blow up a budget before the work actually begins is confusing duration and effort. Just because a task takes 2 calendar weeks doesn't mean that it'll cost you 2 weeks of labor. Here's how to start the actual budget. A well-constructed budget shapes expectations, guides decision-making, and provides the structure that enables the team to perform effectively. The crux of managing a budget effectively lies in your hands, project manager. It starts with a strong, realistic budget that is supported by all involved. When execution begins, the project manager's role in maintaining its alignment with goals through regular tracking and disciplined control is crucial. A project manager who treats budgeting as an ongoing discipline stays in control throughout the project, feeling responsible and integral to project success. A well-planned budget starts long before the first dollar is spent. It's formed through a deep understanding, including knowledge of the project's scope and objectives, disciplined estimation, and structured validation. The early work of planning lays the foundation for everything that follows. Budgeting begins with scope clarity. A budget built on incomplete or misunderstood requirements is going to fail. Before estimating costs, understand what stakeholders truly need, not just what they want. Conversations, interviews, and early documentation reviews uncover expectations and priorities. This work ensures that the budget accurately reflects the project scope and requirements. Once those needs are clear, the next step is developing a work breakdown structure. The work breakdown structure, a hierarchical decomposition of the total scope of work, is produced in collaboration with the project team, and it's invaluable for budgeting. It breaks down the work into manageable components that can be estimated in terms of time, cost, and resources. The WBS transforms high-level goals into tangible, measurable activities. Every activity identified early helps prevent surprise costs later. A common mistake in budgeting is equating task duration with task cost. Estimating both duration and effort may be required. Duration measures the time from start to finish, but effort measures the actual amount of work performed, and this difference matters. Consider a 2-week task. One person working full-time for 2 weeks incurs a very different cost than 3 people splitting the work over the same 2 weeks. While the duration is the same, the total cost and effort is not. Budgeting from effort ensures that costs are based on actual labor and resource commitments, not just calendar days. It also helps identify where resource allocation or productivity variations might affect the financial picture. Estimating effort provides project managers with a more accurate, data-driven basis for forecasting expenses and managing workloads. Budgets often go off course because of oversights. The missing costs, like shipping, taxes, license fees, training, or maintenance, can silently assure you will exceed your budget. Every project has hidden expenses, and it's the vigilant project manager's responsibility to find them. For longer projects, cost realism also means anticipating price changes, inflation, exchange rates, and market fluctuations that could all lead to increased costs over time, including reasonable estimates for these variables strengthens credibility with stakeholders and prevents painful funding requests later. Thoroughness here sends a message. Project manager has done the homework. Stakeholders notice when budgets reflect the whole picture, not just the visible portion of expenses. This level of detail instills confidence in stakeholders, demonstrating the project manager's commitment to a comprehensive, accurate budget. Now, even the best plans encounter surprises. So a budget has to allow for uncertainty. Contingency reserves address known risks identified during the planning process, while management reserves cover unforeseen risks. Contingency reserves are essential components of a realistic budget. While commonly not included in the budget, management reserves are equally important. Projects without reserves derail at the first unexpected event. Reserves make a budget resilient. They allow the project manager to adapt without panic, communicate calmly, and maintain trust when challenges arise. A budget that anticipates risk can survive reality, making the project manager prepared and confident. Powerful budget is reviewed and validated from multiple perspectives. Seek input from industry experts and stakeholders. Look at it from a top-down perspective to confirm it aligns with the overall project expectations. Look at it from the bottom up to ensure that individual estimates are detailed and make sense. Compare it with historical data or similar projects to catch anomalies. Equally important is stakeholder buy-in. A well-developed budget means little if key decision makers don't support it. Involving sponsors, team members, and key stakeholders early in budget reviews builds ownership. When everyone understands the estimates and assumptions, they're more likely to feel ownership and help protect and manage that budget. Budget is a key performance tool for projects. Effective control requires vigilance, transparency, and communication. It's not about rigidly enforcing numbers, but about learning, adjusting, and guiding the team toward the financial goals that were established during planning. Here are 5 practices that keep your project budgets on track during execution. Review progress weekly. Budget controls depends on awareness. Reviewing progress on a weekly basis provides project managers with the opportunity to identify trends early. Each week, update the actuals for both schedule and cost, compare them against the baseline, and identify any emerging variances. If trends suggest a potential overrun, take corrective action immediately. Minor adjustments now can prevent major crises later. Just as important, record what you find and how you respond to it. Each variance correction and decision becomes a valuable data point for future issues and projects. Over time, this practice establishes a feedback loop that makes every budget stronger than the previous one. Manage change with discipline. Scope changes are inevitable. What matters is how they're handled. Without a structured change control process, even minor adjustments can lead to loss of control. Establish clear change control expectations with clients and stakeholders from the outset. Changes may impact cost, schedule, or both. When presented with change, assess its impact and explain the implications before proceeding. This process transfers potential conflict into a collaborative effort. A disciplined change control system protects the project's financial integrity and reinforces the credibility of the project manager. Stakeholders may not like added costs, but they'll respect a process that's fair, consistent, and predictable. keep the team informed and accountable. A budget is a shared responsibility. Teams perform better when they understand the financial goals they're working toward and how their work affects the overall picture. Regular communication about financial performance keeps the team engaged and aware. When people understand that efficiency and quality both influence budget outcomes, they're more likely to take ownership of their part in the process. Assigning the best available resource to each task also pays dividends. Matching skill sets to work reduces rework, accelerates progress, and helps control labor costs. Accountability means that everyone understands how their performance contributes to the project's success. Remove obstacles and celebrate milestones. Budget control is about tracking numbers and ensuring productivity. One of the most effective ways to stay on budget is to remove barriers that slow down the team. Delays directly lead to increased costs, making the project manager's role as an obstacle remover critical. At the same time, remember to celebrate milestones. Recognizing achievements reinforces momentum and morale. A motivated and supported team is far less likely to slip into costly inefficiencies. Controlling the budget in this sense also means managing human energy, keeping the team focused, appreciated, and equipped to deliver their best. Conduct lessons learned at project close. When the project concludes, the work isn't over. Conducting a lessons learned section enables you to reflect on how the budget performed, what assumptions proved accurate, and where estimates diverged from the actual results. This analysis transforms experience into improvement. Did contingency cover the right risks? Were some cost categories underestimated? How accurate were effort-based estimates compared to actuals? Documenting the answers ensures that the next project begins with a more informed and thoughtful budget. Closing the feedback loop is what separates experienced project managers from experienced learners. Every project becomes a data point in building organizational wisdom. These practices are most powerful when integrated into a consistent project management methodology. Budgeting doesn't exist in isolation. It's connected to scope, schedule, risk, and stakeholder management. A structured methodology ensures that budgets are developed, reviewed, and controlled in alignment with the rest of the project's processes. It provides the consistency and discipline that allow teams to repeat success rather than reinvent their approach each time. A well-managed budget begins with a strong foundation. The project manager who invests the time to understand requirements, estimates based on effort, accounts for every cost, prepares for uncertainty, and validates with stakeholders, builds budget confidence. That confidence carries into execution where weekly tracking, structured change control, informed teams, proactive leadership, and continuous learning keep the financial side of the project aligned with its goals. Budget management at its core is both an art and a science. It is a balance between analytical rigor and human judgment. Done well, it transforms financial control from a constraint into a source of strength. A project with a thoughtful, well-managed budget doesn't just meet its financial goals, it creates the conditions for overall success. Strong budgets build strong projects, and strong projects build strong project managers. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you're getting value from this content, please like, share, and consider subscribing because it helps us get the word out to more aspiring, new, and accidental project managers. As always, take care, and I'll see you soon with another tip.